Here we are again with the Nike Dunk by Lego, set number 43008. Contains over 1,100 pieces, retails for $99.99. The set was provided by the Lego Group for early review. Thank you, Lego. So in the last installment, we did do the shoe in its entirety, so that's cool. So there's 3 bags involved in that, and this is essentially what it is. And this slides out like a little drawer. This opens up for storage. Which sometimes could be a turd to get back on. And of course this opens up to reveal the figure. And yeah, this would have been fine as is, but we got more to do today. So we're going to be working on the Dunk sign, but I don't know if the shoe is going to fit on that or not. I think that's where that hole on the bottom is for us for this. Alright, and of course we'll do the basketball later. I think this is the one I'm kind of interested in more than anything, and I'm hoping that's printed. But I think it is because we're out of stickers. And yeah, that's not too bad. And honestly, since I started this, I thought the set was going to be boring, but I was wrong. It's actually relaxing to put together. So sometimes first impressions are just that, first impressions. You know, don't judge a book by its cover. Okay, let's begin. Let's build it. We'll set that over there. We're going to start with bag 4 right now. And let me get that off because I don't hear that rubbing on the wall. And I've been pretty pleased with the build quality. It's just some parts of the shoe are kind of weird. Remember yesterday I had to edit the sticker part out, putting the stickers on because it was just, I was running out of space on memory. I'm still at that point right now, so I think I got about 40 minutes left on here, 39 now, so I got to get stepping on this. Today is the 18th of June, 2025. Yeah, so we're ready to go here. So it looks like we're working with a lot of spring green, which is a color I don't really get to mess with. So we got the orange hand from the void, and yeah, oh well, let's get to it here. I'm looking for spring green. Looks like this set's got a bunch here. Maybe it's a good thing this set landed in my lap when it did, huh? Alrighty, let's get this situated for you so you can see what I'm doing here. And yeah, this is a color that I'm looking for a lot, and just trying to find it. You know, like, I don't think I use these for anything, but you know, let's see. I'm looking for a 2x4 brick, so we just have to keep pulling things out. I'm kind of butterfingers today. Yeah, I slept okay last night. I could have slept a little better, but you know, we'll leave it at that. And yeah, I've been ripping apart a bunch of sets. I got a lot of stuff torn apart and demolished. So at least I've already have some stuff going on here. And I noticed since I have been editing a bunch of the smaller videos that are 30 minutes, it's not so bad. I'm getting through things faster. So I think that's what I'm going to do here. But for the tennis shoe, I'm assuming that's probably about an hour or so. I didn't want to break the shoe down into 2 installments. I mean, I probably could have, but or even 3, but I thought, well, let's just kind of keep that grouped. We'll see how far we can get on the sign today, because it looks like it's mostly just big things that we're working on in this installment. So this one might go quick today. We might be able to do all the bags. We don't know yet. But I'm very limited on space. Another memory card has like 30 minutes, so I might be able to wing it off here. It's just trying to make everything fit. And then after that we got to make more, so you can obviously tell we're making a base plate technically with these. But I'm trying to get everything done here as quickly as I can. I don't have any tutorials. I have maybe 1 or 2 that I kind of have ideas that I want to work on. So I want to kind of get started on those. I haven't started the camper yet. Matter of fact, I didn't even finish the building guide. Well, I finished the building guide, just haven't backed it up on something I worked on last week. So I need to get that going. It wasn't even a big build. It was like 19 pieces. So sets now are consuming a lot of my free time, so I'm trying to get everything going. Alright. And then now, it's not too bad. I mean, we might be able to do the whole stand in here. Sometimes I don't really judge by the bags, because, you know, you could have, don't roll off. You can have one bag that has probably 200 pieces but tons of stickers. That will slow you down. Or you may have 5 bags with nothing but big pieces that you can get done in 30 minutes. So it's hard to say. And this set does come with a brick separator. So I'm just going to take the edge of my brick separator and kind of mash these down and get these straight. Is it critical? We don't know, but we'll say that it is. Because I want to get this goofy thing done. It's not bad, I just kind of don't want to work on it, you know, to be honest. It was like I said, it was enjoyable. It wasn't boring like I thought, but I got other things I got to get going today. And mainly today I'm in the mood to part out sets. That just did not want to fit in there very well, so I hope that's not a bad sign. And yeah, put these on here, set this here. I noticed I was doing the, wow, that came apart, or did I just not push that in all the way? Here. So that's what you're supposed to look like so far. But I'm getting more comments on these style of videos, how I helped you out. Sometimes I can't answer everything. I still get questions on some older videos, like, hey Jay, I'm stuck on this, and by the time I get these up on YouTube, I've already had packed that section up. If it's something recent like this, I'll do it, but if it's an older build, I really can't. Yeah, I've been after this color for quite some time, and just trying to obtain a bunch of it is kind of a pain. Spring green is a very unique color. Imagine building a house with this. This would be really cool. I just don't have enough of it to build a whole house. Maybe a little shack. But the biggest size they make are 1x4s. They don't even make 1x3s in this color. I don't think they do. So I've been trying to hoard that up. That and cool yellow. It's that light yellow that I've been kind of piecing together. And yeah, so far we've only spent about 7 to 8 minutes on this, and we're already almost done with bag 4. This one's going quick, so we're going to try to get it done lickety-split here and just be done with it here. So I might be able to do all the bags in this one here. It'd be kind of cool to break them down just strictly into building guide format and do that. So they want 3 black ones and 3 gray ones. So I don't know. These are useful pieces. So if you start collecting these, keep these set aside. These type of bricks with the studs on the side, they will come in handy. And what would you use them for? I don't know. And then now it looks like we're putting some kind of decorative trim on here. Now we're slowing down a little bit. So anytime if there's a color that I'm eyeballing, I try to buy as much of it as I can, because you may not be able to find it anymore. Now you got to build 2 of those, and they go on that thing over there. Now this is just meant to be an eye candy piece, nothing more. So we'll see here. All right, and then after that, a couple of round studs. Oh, there's supposed to be another plate there. My bad. Whoops, forgot that one. Yeah, I'm kind of hiding from drama right now, so I'm staying back here working. It's so sad that I have to do this now, but family life. Yeah, I don't get it. Anyways, though, kind of thinking of some new places to go on a trip. And Huh? Oh, I forgot to put these in here. I wonder why the spring green in this for. Okay, so it goes like this. If you hear a bunch of fans in the background, I'm processing, I think, part 5 of the City Tower. I'm going to be editing the shoe tonight, part 1. Try to get that up on YouTube, but this one's an early review, so I have to wait till LEGO gives me permission to release it. So I can't just do this whenever I want to. Okay, this looks like a guitar or something. What is this, a party hat? That's what it looks like, a party hat, like a, you know, and these go at the bottom here. Yeah, this one's not too bad, huh? We're breezing through this one right now. I may be inclined to, they put all these plates on here at once. Let's see. This one should stop right here at this white. Yes, it does. Okay. This one here doesn't quite show you. Let me put all this together real quick, and then I'll flip it over and I'll show you where these need to be. Don't need that. So when you're doing this part here, that's how much you should have over the edge. I was looking at that, I had to guess, but I guessed right. Okay. And I got some random colors in here, so I don't know what that's about. Probably going to be using those for markers or something, or I bet that's where the logo is going to go, the dunk. And this one goes here. And we wrapped up that bag. That's not too bad. That wasn't too bad because it was all big stuff. Yeah, I only have one piece remaining, I think. Yeah, that's not too bad for this bag. Okay, and now we're on bag 5. Looks like this one's got not so nice pieces, kind of on the smaller side. I know I may be inclined to just do this one in 3 installments and stuff. Oh, that fell on the floor. So, okay. Okay, let's see what we got here now. So now we're continuing on with this. So bag 4 does the base. What does bag 5 do? We have no clue yet. We don't know. I did get a commenter saying I'm really lucky to have all these sets. I tell my hands that when I'm ready to part these things out. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff to take apart and find places for. And then this goes in here. Okay. Let me back the camera out a little bit here so you can see what I'm doing. Almost like a bow tie. Put a bow there and wear that as a tie to go to work, huh? But I don't wear suit and ties. Very informal I am. Alright. Start sorting things. So there's not a whole lot of color variations in this, but this is a color that I don't really see a lot of, as well as dark azure. So spring green and dark azure, I mean, these kind of go together. Oh, that doesn't go in there. I'm getting too excited over the weird colors in this one. You gotta have your weirdness. Whoops, that don't go there. Yeah, so my goal is try to get this thing out of here and finish up with the other stuff. Because what the other sets are late. Okay, they're late. So this one here is actually early. So the early sets that are not due yet will always come first. If they're past due, they're just late. And I could mention in a few other videos, I can't blame Lego for this, of everything that's going on here in the States right now. Oh wow, these are an invert. Okay, I don't think I have any of those in that. So, I put the blame where the blame is supposed to be. I don't know what you'd use these type of roof slopes for. I don't know. As you can see, we are really cruising along here today. And I gotta keep, I got 26 minutes left on this memory card. I gotta be careful. So, I'm trying to do is get through things as quickly as I can. At least now we're done with stickers, so we don't have to worry about that. Yeah, this is something you really got to be... Okay, what did I do here? Did I mess up? Okay, I did miss a step here. Okay. Whoops, my bad. Plus, today I got my game together. Like, literally. Yeah, put these together here. The reason why I use a stopwatch, somebody asked this, why do I use a stopwatch, is to time myself and see how long it takes me per bag. Usually it's about 10 to 15 minutes per bag. So I try to estimate, how long is it going to be. Like that last one took about 10 to 12 minutes. So, that kind of stuff there will help out to let me know, okay, I need to start learning how to speed these up a bit more and all that stuff. To get better at building this stuff quicker instead of just burning through tons of memory. And two, I'm on using 4K. I'm limited on memory cards. I don't have deep pockets. I can't just keep buying parts when I need them in terms of memory. So it looks like bag number 2. We're building up the sub base or the outline on this. I don't know. I'm not sure what we're doing here with this bag. I wonder what we're going to be having for dinner tonight. I think it's going to be another leftover night. I notice, and when I get home from work and I'm done and stuff, I really don't care what I have. Okay, I'll put these in here. These were taking up a lot of space. Putting those in there, these are good for making walls really fast. I'm more old school, I prefer bricks, but, Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not supposed to stack 2 there. My bad. I got kind of confused there with that. So the basketball guy is just walking the line there. So I'm not going to say the set's boring right now. It's really not. I'm being honest. Like I said, when I do these reviews, I don't want anybody saying that I say one thing and do another, because it's all documented. So this must be the N, or I don't know what we're building here. The N and the K, dunk. Obviously this must be the K. There was another tennis shoe that we used to wear back in the day. If anybody remembers British Knights, I never had a pair of those. I thought they were kind of like a cheesy version of Reebok and Nike combined, like really cheesy. I couldn't get into those. When we moved to the coast, that's what everybody had. Reebok were not popular, neither was Nike until high school. Nike became real popular. I knew somebody had the ones that you would pump, the Air Jordans, or you'd pump them. They say they actually did work. I don't know. I never had a pair. They were expensive, but I say they were pretty comfortable when you pumped them with the air. I always thought it was kind of like a gimmick, but I don't know. I never had a pair of them. Of course, I could buy a pair now, but you know, I'm not into that. I mean, my Converse are pretty good. Or if I want to go hiking, wear a good sturdy hiking boot. But I don't know. I think Nike makes hiking shoes. And they make basketball shoes. They got to make hiking shoes. So if you want to bounce the basketball up the trail, let's say, for example, you're going to go hike on Mount Whitney, and you need a good shoe. There you go, and you can bounce the basketball. I mean, come on, it's only 11 miles one way. You know, you got to have something to do. Okay, and then we put these here. And then now we need to work on the lettering here. What I'm going to try to do is get this set done here quickly and just review it and just be like, you're gone. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. That's not supposed to. I'm jumping ahead here. My bad. Hey, it's dark azure, right? I'm kind of blinded by this color because this is a nice color to work with. It's like what you'd use for like your pool or something. I did come up with a new pool project for next year, but yeah, it's a little different than I've done. A swimming pool. I've already did this year's summer projects. Yeah, so this indeed is the K. It's not too bad, huh? We're getting somewhere. I'll just take this and lock it in here. Everything is locked in pretty good. I don't think we're going to... What does the back side look like? Let's get this done first so I'm not burning through memory. But so yeah, we got the K done. So this bag here mostly focuses on the K. Alright, can you still see what I'm doing? My intent of these is not only just for my notes, just for your entertainment, because I didn't know anybody really watched these for like how-to videos. So I try to keep that format there for you. 1x3s in that color. I think I have a handful of those, but not too much. Oh, that 1x1 plate, I think that came out of the bag. Where's that at? Okay. That in there. It's like, where did that go? Well, no, that's where it went. Okay. And yeah, each one of these bags takes about 15 minutes, 12 to 15 minutes to do. Okay. It looks good on this side. What does the other side look like? We don't know. And you know, I could break this thing down right now, or do I just go for it? Do I just do it? Spring green 1x2s. Alright, and then we have a stud here. Oh. Alright, you know what's supposed to go here? My first boo-boo of the week. This goes here. So instead of that 1x1 plate, which means you're going to have to tear it all apart to get to that. Look, I gotta nibble that away just to put this in. Does it matter? No. So that indeed does not go in there. So we actually had all the parts here for this. And now that takes care of it. And that's what it looks like in the back. It doesn't look too appealing. And I may be just inclined to do the whole thing in one sitting, but I only have 17 minutes left. Yeah, we're going to continue on. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and move on to bag 6. I mean, it's about a 20-25 minute video, but you know, let's kind of keep them grouped to building guide form. And, oh, Well, you know what I'll be ordering next time, getting a couple of those for making houses. Remember I said I'm collecting that color, so I'm trying to scarf up as much as I can of spring green, so I'll get as much of that as I can humanly possibly can. Okay. So it looks like bag 6 is going to do the in. We got that, so we always going to need that for something. Alright, well here we go. Let's start on it. And not too bad. Am I bored? No, but it's keeping my interest. That's a good thing. All I'm saying is that we need you get a set. It's got to be something that will keep your interest. Because if you get a set that you're just totally not interested in, it's not going to be fun building it. I've learned that from experience. And alright, making sure we're putting it all in the right way here. But as you can see, at least it's somewhat, I mean, how often do I ever work with blue parts? Very rare. This is like a treat, working with this color. I don't work with a whole lot of it. So. Alright, so this is going to get kind of weird here. Let's start pulling these out here because I'm kind of trying to find things. Boy, remember these when I was a little boy. Where'd they been all my life, huh? Sorry. Didn't mean to bump your ears there. Alright, then we gotta get 2 1x2. Oh, we couldn't sneak a 1x4 in there? It'd have been better than trying to find smaller parts. Are we trying to fluff this up? Oh, I got a few of these in blue, I think. Guys and gals, I get so many parts here in the workshop. I don't know what parts I have. So it looks like we only get a couple of these. Looks like you get 4 of them. Yeah. I mean, beggars can't be choosers. Oh man, somebody's late to work. Oh boy. Oh man, the surfer accent really does come out sometimes. I tried out to do that, but no. Oh man, dude, you were late to work, man. Yeah. Shouldn't have stayed up all night playing video games. But they won't, what I heard over there now, they got a new boss. And they're handing out write-ups like they're party favors. And I'm like, dude, you get fired, no, don't come to me, because I will just get rid of you the first time around. It has to be a really good excuse. And of course that starts family drama around here, but it's like, I'm sorry, no, I don't hire family. I was family when I got hired, but no, I learned my lesson now. I did that. I hired somebody, you know, like family to work, and they did anything but that. And I'm like, we got to get things going. You can't just sit around and play on your phone. Remember when Pokemon Go came out? It was the craze. Yeah, I remember that. And I'm like, guys, save that for your lunch break. I'm sure, you know, I'm sure that a Pikachu or your Bulbasaur or whatever is gonna wait until you're off work, you know. And I just kind of said, hey, put the phone away. You're on your lunch break for 2 hours. You have all the time in the world to prop that phone up and play as much as you want. Now I don't have to worry. The game kind of died off, but I was like, don't, you know. But I kind of stay out of it now with him being late, just because I've been told I'm not his dad, so I don't have to worry about that. But I just don't hire family. You know, and I'm in my girlfriend thinks I just care too much. That's my problem. I care too much about people. But it's hard when you care about people, then you have to turn around and be cold. Not quite fun. Alright. Now we got to put this. I made sure it's the right one. And yeah, so far, like I have mentioned though, about the set, back to the set again, it's keeping my interest. Okay, it's keeping my interest, which is good. Because I don't feel like when I mean by keeping my interest, it doesn't feel like I'm throwing away time here. Okay, where does that go? I'm not tacking that in all the way. I can barely see it, but I think it's here, like that. So make sure you have your stud there. I was looking at this. I had to look at the top studs on that. So be very careful with that. So, yeah, the problem with me is I care too much about people, which I think is a bad thing. Well, here it is. And I got told off about vacation last night, and I don't know, I just said, well, we're not doing any more of that. My girlfriend and I are already planning some stuff out, so that is, oops, well, that's why they didn't want us to do that. Put your 1x1 back here, and then the corner brick. So that's why her and I are doing things without anybody else. I even have a colleague of mine, she has a stepdaughter she really can't connect with. She wants to. And I'm getting the same thing I do with my bunch. You're not his dad. Well, this one is, you're not my mom. She said she got tired of being nice. She's a very nice lady, though. She says, I just kind of leave her out now until she's ready. I thought, oh man, that's kind of brutal. Now, some people just don't like it, I guess. My dad wasn't really around when I was a kid. He was always working. And there were some things I wish he was there for. Well, it's too late now, obviously, but that's just how life is. But of course, I liked having a nice car and stuff. Alright, you got to turn this thing around in the picture only. So turn it around in the picture. So just pretend like we're looking at it like this. And they want this thing right next to this plate right here. So they're going to use this thing here to keep this thing from splitting apart. Then we rotate it back. And then we proceed on, back on this side again. But yeah, you know, sometimes I gotta, some of you mentioned venting's always the best thing it is. But it's like I care about people too much. And I didn't know that was a bad thing. Especially for a dude. But I grew up with both parents in my life. My parents were never divorced. Both my parents were living at that time, you know. Now they're not anymore, but and you know, I don't know. But anyways, though, back to the set. We're sure stacking a lot of bricks. How much memory do I have left? Oh my goodness, I only got 8 minutes. I know I'm not going to finish this up, so I'll have to switch to memory card number 2. As long as I keep them in order, I'm fine. And then, yeah, this one's not too bad because it is big bags. We got big bags, parts of big pieces. It's not like little stuff. I think the basketball is going to be the one that's going to be kind of a torture there. So now we're working on the U. I'll try to index these accordingly. If I don't or I mess up, well, now you know why, because I was ranting and gawking at the new parts. Flipping the hair. I forgot to put on my building cap to keep the hair out of my face, but at least today it's somewhat my hair's kind of flipped. You've seen those young guys where the front of their front or the fringe is flipped out. Yeah, mine does that normally. I have to mash it down. Today I just don't care, so it's like flipped out. So I'm kind of like in trend today. Almost looks like a bird's nest. My hair's got a wave to it, and it just wants to flip when it gets too long. And it flips out. So just imagine me carrying a surfboard with that look. I mean, it works. Even at my age, it still works. I like being more clean cut now. Alright. Alrighty, so we're getting to the top here, which is not too bad. So obviously we got a hole all the way through this. That's kind of cool. Well, that doesn't go that way. Jay, pay attention. You got to get this done. Stop thinking of surfing. I got to stop thinking of fun things. Okay, but what if we're putting this here? Wouldn't something go there? No, that's what they wanted. But it says 4 of these. We used 4. That's kind of odd there. And we're getting close to the top here. Alright, and that's it for that bag. With only 1 piece remaining. I gotta change memory cards real quick. Okay, now we're gonna wrap up with bag 7. It's got some orange peeking through this one. So we got it where it says Unk. We don't have the D yet. This thing's probably got more strength than the whole build here. What kind of part is that? Never seen that before. What is that, to make the thing, that weapon that Predator uses with Arnold Schwarzenegger? That thing? That's what it looked like to me when I first saw that. Where he had the 3 lasers, you know, where he was trying to target it on his victims. The Predator guy. Okay. Oh yeah, you gotta hear the gardeners today. So it's your treat. Hey, my channel's full of treats. Ooh, these are kind of cool. That color. When I do the thumbnails, except for the very last one, I bet these two go together somehow, like that. But we're not going to put that in just yet. Oh, wow. Dark Azure 2x4 bricks. Those are very rare for me. White Technic brick. I got plenty of white parts as it is. You know, it doesn't sound like a bad idea to sit down and watch Predator. One of the things that I always wanted to do when I was a kid, I always wanted to meet Arnold Schwarzenegger. I always wanted to meet that guy. Seems pretty cool. Okay, I've never seen that in spring green before. That's new to me. Alright, you never know. Maybe his kids or grandkids are watching these very same videos. I always wonder about that. How many like celebrities watch these? Like rich people, people who are wealthy, like, do they watch these? All right. Okay, it's hard to say though. Yeah, I think this is going to be the little stand here. I could use these little roof pieces for a snow-covered roof. I think they make all the parts now. I just got to buy enough to do a whole roof. But out where I live at, we don't get snow, so all you see is a Spanish tile all the time. Yeah, I think this is the perch for the shoe to sit on. Yeah, I think that's what this is. Because we got to use the pretty. They could have just used gray in here and it would have been fine, huh? Because they got all I've seen these are in dark gray, I believe, or black. They could have just stuck black and they were dark gray and you would never have noticed. But I think they're trying to do that. But hey, you know what? I'm always game for parts in new colors, you know. So Lego, keep doing that. That's always kind of cool. Okay, that sits there. Looks like we're building this thing and building it up here. Okay, don't forget your slope here. Yeah, I just thought, well, I'll just do all these here because it's not too bad. I was not going to do this, but I may come in and just review the whole thing today, but I don't know. I still have some space on memory card number 5. I might be able to just do the whole set today, review it, and just kind of blast through this one here. You know, just kind of get it done. Yeah, I still would love to get my girlfriend into all this stuff. It'd be kind of fun. My luck, she'd get hooked to it. She'd change her mind, start doing all this stuff, and her and I would be fighting over the parts like kids. I have a friend that I know online. Her and her brother's sister would they would build with Lego, and they only had one door. Oh, these come in that color. Cool. They only had one door, but they had enough parts to make windows, so they all had to take turns on who used the door in their builds. I thought brutal. When I was a kid, I probably had about 4 or 5 doors, and that was it. If I was lucky. I can't really remember. I think about 4 doors. You know, not a lot. Not like I do today, because today I have literally hundreds of doors in Lego. When I was a kid, I didn't hardly have any doors in Lego. So, you know. And that just goes to show you there. I think what makes this set not so bad, it's tolerable, is that we're messing with bigger pieces. We're not just doing nothing with small parts all the time. It's a little bit of everything. I mean, of course, like that. Yeah, right there. Okay, we're working right here. I may have to raise up the camera on this guy, I don't know, or bring it forward, one of the two. We're kind of working all over the place here. But I might be inclined to just getting this one done today and just reviewing it. And just getting it out of the way. Oh, that's kind of a cool color to have that in. So the basketball of the film will take some time to do. But I'm only releasing 1 installment a day. I may have to do exceptions for 2. Okay, that's kind of an ugly color to have in here, and you got to have that back here. Ooh, did I forget to put a part in there? It looks like I did. There's supposed to be a 1x2 here. All right. Let's put that in there. Don't fall on the floor. I caught you. All right. I remember when I would do these videos, I'd always get, you know, I'll get a comment. Man, I wish you were my dad. It'd be kind of cool to have somebody do Lego stuff. I wish I had a son to do this stuff with. You know, I used to get those all the time. Man, you'd be a cool dad. I know I'd be a really cool dad. But I'm strict though. That's the thing. I still remember that one kid commented years ago. You know, his dad passed away, and it sounded just like his dad. Him and his dad would do Lego nights. I would love to do this with my kids. Alright. Okay, we're getting down to the small stuff now. So I spoke too soon on this one. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do the basketball or not. I may save that for tomorrow and do the review. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. It's hard to say what I'm going to do here. No, don't. You're going. No, you're going to make me mess up part. Okay. Feels like we're just throwing some random hodgepodge of parts in there. I mean, we're not going to see this side, but what is this for? To hang something, to hang your hat on? All right. Well, we're starting the D here a little bit, huh? Not too far, but we're getting there. Like that. Yep. Got to hear the gardener now. These colors do go together very well, so this is really thought out. And yeah, we already knew about the partnership with what Lego was doing with Nike. I was like, I wonder what they're going to do. I thought they were going to bring out some basketball sets. And yeah, I remember I told that story, though, about when I was in gym class. I remember when my coach, it was one of the, I couldn't stand PE at all with a passion, but basketball was something different. I actually liked it. And I remember when he pulled me up and asked me if I'd join the team, I said, oh, I'm going to have to think on that. He goes, well, tryouts in a few days, you know, you'd be pretty good at it, and I never did. But then I'd be a jock, and I wouldn't even be where I'm at now. I don't think I'd even be a pro. And plus, I was more interested in surfing anyways. Oh, no 2x2 in that color? Well, that's a pity. No 2x2 inverted one on these? These would be great colors to find for cars. But yeah, basketball. Oh, I was a surfer dude. Okay. Okay, I don't think I've seen this part in that color before. For this is probably new to me, you know. I wonder how bad this blue is going to yellow up, like, because it starts turning that green color because of the flame retardant stuff they had to put in all this. Okay, so obviously that's the D. And let me do that there a little bit. I'm still debating if I should work on the last one here. I got a bunch of sets I got to do anyways, so obviously doesn't go like that, Jay. I'm really surprised they don't. You know how they have flat tiles? Why don't they have flat bricks? Where just instead of having the studs on the top, they're just tiles. Oh, that's a nice piece to have in that color, especially that one. And that's it. That's what it looks like on the front. Not too bad. Now I want to focus my attention on the back here. And it looks like we have to do some supports in here. We still got a lot of parts here, a lot of Technic stuff. So what are we doing that's going to involve Technic? Oh, wait a minute, but you know what I think this is for? The basketball that's going to go on the top here. I think that's what it's going to be for. Because that's what we're going to be doing there. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, we're going to start here. Well, no, I took a break when I did. So we got the ear here. You got to hear it click. So these two are going to be going together. Let's get these acquainted with each other. Not sure what you're going to use that for. But it did click. We heard it. Imagine me being a basketball star. Surfing was just fun to do. And by all means, I'm not a sports or athletic or anything like that. But I was the only one that didn't like football, baseball, or any of those other ones. Baseball is always in the summer, and it's hot and miserable. It's like, ugh, I don't want to do that. I've never seen those before. In fact, had a project that needed these, something similar to it. Well, here it is. You know, I just parted out a set with a bunch of Technic in it. I think it might have been the Decker tree. I'm almost done parting that out. Ooh, and here I got more Technic. And I'm going to just say it, though. If you're trying to hide from Technic, good luck with that one. Because you could run, but you cannot hide from Technic. You know, it's going to be there. So just deal with it. Especially these, I'm overflowing on friction pins. And when I first got back into this as a hobby, sort of just like a kid's thing, but more just as an adult thing, probably had maybe about 20 of these, and I thought, oh, that's going to be a rare piece. So I kind of put them in a little butter container. Well, let's just say I have a big giant tote of them because I've overflowed on friction pins. Okay, and then you flip this over like a pancake and it goes in here. This looks like we start right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wiggle and tack in. Remember when I say use the word wiggle? Just wiggle it in there, just wiggle it. I'm not pushing it in all the way, I'm going to just wiggle it in. Technic is weird. You can see now this is starting to come apart. There we go. See how that's just wanting to flake apart there? Yeah, if yours does that, then you're not alone. Let's hope we got that on right. Okay, we did. I don't want to do that again. That was not fun. I'm not sure what this is for. I think it's for the support for the basketball. Yeah, you get to hear the gardener today. Isn't that cool? Alright, now we got to make a knob or something. We're making a something here. Well, it doesn't go like that, obviously. Okay, and this goes here. Could be where the basketball rests on top of that. Okay. We have to watch how this goes here. Alright, so after you get your thingamajig built here, but nothing's in here yet. Well, what's the point of this for? But it's not connected. I thought, okay, I missed it, but look right there. It's not connected, so we still have a long ways to go with this goofy thing. So I'm just going to tack it in here, not all the way. And okay, and this hole right here, this one right there goes right in here like that. I'll give you a 1-to-1 here. The book doesn't show it to you that easily. And push it down. So both things are in this one beam here. Okay, so they just got to be on that one at the bottom. And then this goes here. So now this is pretty well cross brace. And we have this remaining here. Oh, we're not done yet, that's why. So this goes in here. Right in the middle. But what's the point of this for? I bet there's a shaft that goes through there. We're not done yet. And that's what we have remaining for the build. And that's it. They don't even tell us to put the shoe on. Summation of Thoughts. And yeah, this one's not too bad. As you can see, we survived. It says dunk. You know, we did something right here. And I'm taking it, the shoe just fits on. We're just going to put it on here. I'm just dying to put that on there. This here weighs a lot. It seems sturdy for just being display. This thing here, it feels like it's going to break. So this goes right in there. So that's how it works. Okay. It's almost like something you'd see like in the retail stores. I don't know. I think it's just meant for you to take off and put on real quick, so it's not too bad. And everything's resting perfectly. Nothing's binding up or anything. And yeah, I think this is pretty good. I think we're ready to go here. Put it right back there, because I need to get it set up for a thumbnail next. But tell me what you think. You know, so far it's not too bad. It's just, you know, it's fun to build, but I don't know. Just right now, there's still no play value with this.